After mathematics, in the home of drive-bys and acmatics, swap meets, sticky green and bad traffic. I dip through, then I get through the deal.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another beer review, another Monkish beer review. I don't usually do re-reviews of beers, but this beer has changed, so we're going to review this updated version of Sticky Green and Bad Traffic. Shouts to Dr. Dre. Sticky Green and Bad Traffic, I think we talked about the first review. It's a lyric from Still DRE, home of swap, wait, what does he say? Home of swap meets, Acmatics, Sticky Green and Bad Traffic. It's a great song. It'll be in the intro if you've never heard. If you've never heard Still DRE from Chrono 2001, like I don't know what to tell you. This is now the double dry hopped version of swap meets. I think there's like Citra, Mosaic, Galaxy, and Nelson, maybe something like that. It was canned on May 21st. So time of recording, we're 2.5 weeks old. It says hashtag Monkish Monday. Monkish, I think it's a rare thing when they release beers on Mondays. So they released this on a Monday and people kind of lost their mind. Shouts to my homie Craig for hooking this one up. I love you, bro. Thank you, sir. Let's get into this one. I love me some Monkish beers. I make no bones about it. They're my favorite hoppy brewery. If you guys have never had Monkish beers, I recommend seeking them out. Sometimes Monkish traders can be kind of meh, but they're definitely worth checking out if you can get your hands on them. I love Monkish beers. So we're gonna use the green hop glass. I just feel like with this label, this seems like the properest of glassware. This is the OG green Monkish glass, by the way. This was the first, I think this was the first of like the colored hop tikus that they released. And my buddy Eddie gave this to me a long time ago and I still love it, so. Yeah, this looks like a Monkish beer. It's New England style, it's hazy, it's like that kind of orangey pineapple juice finger of Bright White Head. It's pretty fluffy, but it's not sticking around. It's dissipating fairly quickly, but it looks absolutely amazing in that proper glassware. So, I love every hop that's in this beer. I'm gonna just kind of try and warm this up for a little bit. Not that it's cold still, but I like these beers almost room temperature. If you guys have never had a New England style hazy beer, like not ice cold, let it warm up, like let it sit out 15 minutes. I recommend doing it. Just try it. I think all the flavors kind of pop when you do that, but shove our nose in this one. It smells so good. Fuck. There's something to be said about double dry hopped Monkish beers. They're just, I mean, they're explosively aromatic. You talk about like hop saturation. They're just so pungent. It fills your like entire sinuses when you smell a Monkish beer. I mean, it's just a mixture of tropical fruits, citrus fruits. There's a vinous kind of grapey thing. This it's got like that bubblegum thing going on. Which a lot of Monkish beers for me, I get like sometimes that Flintstone vitamin-y thing. This is more like that kind of candied bubblegum thing. It even has that dank kind of, it's like a blueberry thing. I don't even know if it's blueberries or some sort of sweet fruit. Fuck, I mean, it's just like, it's so intense. It's hard to like pick out what you're smelling just because it's so crazy in your nose. There's that white bready thing too that just kind of I don't want to say, that's the wrong word to use, mellows out the hops, because it's impossible to mellow out what I'm smelling, but it just kind of brings all of that together. It smells fucking awesome. I will say it does not have like that dank, typical in your face Monkish aroma that you get from a lot of these beers. It smells awesome. So let's taste it. Craig, cheers. Thank you, sir. This beer's chewy. It's so good. So we did a blind battle beers with Treehouse Beers, whenever that was. And I talked about how those beers are really, really soft these days to me. And I thought that it was my palate changing. A lot of people who commented on that video were like, it's not you, it's not your palate. It's just, there's a difference with how Treehouse beers taste. This reminds me of how like a really intense Treehouse beer used to taste. This is what all of the Monkish beers are like, and I think that's kind of why I gravitate towards them. Taste very much falls in the nose. There's a shitload of tropical fruits, stone fruits, pineapple. There's pithy like orange zest, grapefruit peel, a little bit of like that lemon lime kind of brightness, and then there's this sweet kind of, it tastes like I don't know if it's blueberries or something sweet on the finish of that, but it digs into your tongue. It's danky, it's green, there's like that citrus bitterness. I don't want to say it's bitter because people say I use the word bitter wrong. Like that biting into your kind of tongue thing, for me, I perceive that as bitterness. It's that citrus acidity that I love. It kind of takes the juice bomb aspect out of the beer. You get all those juicy tropical notes in the front, but then it finishes like West Coast at heart. It tells you it's a beer. It's not just this crazy, soft, pillowy juice thing. It's beer. It's in your face. It reminds you like, hey, you're drinking booze here. This is fantastic. That crackery kind of white bread that you smell on the nose, it's on the finish. Just kind of sits there, lets the hops lay on it. I love how gritty it is mid palate to finish. I love how that bitterness digs into your tongue. I love it's like this earthy kind of grassy herbal thing. It's what I use. This is what I fell in love with drinking West Coast beers, and this is why I love Monkish so much. I tell everybody like this is the epitome now for me. If you want to call it's not a New England style beer anymore though. Like this is a West Coast take on a New England style for me, because the New England style is like that soft, pillowy, juice bomb kind of, not gonna offend a palate. This, someone could say it needs to sit for longer, it needs to mellow out. Like this is aggressive, this is beer, this is what Southern California is about, this is what people fell in love with, this is what I fell in love with. It's just on a completely different level of a West Coast IPA. This is fucking fire. I'm trying to think of what I would change in this, and I don't know what I gave the first can of Sticky Green and Bad Traffic. I think it was a couple years ago. I'd have to go back and look at my review. I think I probably like this better because it is double dry hopped, so it is a little bit more aggressive. It bites into your tongue. It leaves that mark like, hey, there's this citrus bitterness there that's it's gonna wreck your palate if you drink more of these beers. Like this is a beer for me. So, I mean, what would I change about this beer? Nothing. So, I mean, I know people give me a hard time about Monkish, but this beer for me is perfect. I wouldn't change anything about it. It's #Hunnits. Monkish kills it. I love their beer. So I implore you guys, if you've never had a Monkish beer, trade for them, seek them out, buy them, do whatever you can. Go stand in line, go to release, do whatever you can to get your hands on Monkish beers. They're fantastic. So yeah, it's 100 out of 100. I love this beer. I love everything about it. So yeah, that's Sticky Green and Bad Traffic. This is the new double dry hop version of Swap Meets. So if you guys have had it, leave a comment below. Let me know what you think, Craig. I appreciate you, sir. Thank you for sending this. I wish I had like 50 more of these because I would drink them every day, all day. And I would have problems, but that's fine. So I'm out of here, guys. As always, thank you so much for watching. See you very soon. Cheers.
After mathematics, in the home of drive-bys and acmatics, swap meets, sticky green and bad traffic. I dip through, then I get through the D.